It started as a simple post. An anonymous user on 4chan's unexplored, known for its paranormal and horror content, uploaded a thread titled, "Has anyone ever heard of Room 33?" The post included a grainy image of a dimly lit hotel hallway, its walls lined with outdated floral wallpaper and a maroon carpet that looked like it hadn't been changed since the 80s. At the end of the hallway, there was a door with the number 33, slightly askew as if someone had tried to tear it off. The initial post wasn't remarkable, just a few lines of text. I stayed at a hotel off I-70 last week. My room was 34, but I couldn't find 33. The door is there, but it won't open. Staff acted weird when I asked. Anyone know what's up? The thread gained traction quickly. Users flooded in with theories, ranging from the mundane, like probably just a storage closet, to the chilling, maybe someone died in there. As the night went on, the original poster, or OP, returned, sharing more details. It's not a closet. I heard noises coming from inside, like whispering, the kind that makes your skin crawl. I knocked, but no one answered. Staff told me not to ask again. That's when the thread took a dark turn. Another user chimed in, saying they had stayed at the same hotel years ago and experienced something similar. They mentioned hearing scratching sounds from behind the door of room 33, but when they asked about it, the front desk clerk's face went pale. They were moved to a different floor without explanation. More users joined in, some claiming to have worked at the hotel. One self-proclaimed ex-employee shared a story that sent shivers through the thread. Room 33 doesn't exist. Not anymore. Back in the late 90s, a couple stayed there. They checked in, but never checked out. Housekeeping found the room empty. No bags, no clothes, nothing but the bed. Perfectly made. The room was cold, like the window had been open all night, but it was sealed shut. After that, guests started complaining. They'd hear voices, knocks on the walls, shadows moving under the door. The hotel decided to seal it off, but sometimes guests still hear things. The OP seemed rattled. They posted a short video clip of their hallway. The video showed the door to room 33, with a dim light flickering beneath it. There was a low hum, almost imperceptible, like a chant or whisper. Users analyzed the video, some enhancing the audio, trying to make out the words. A few thought they heard phrases like, "let us in" or "help me," but nothing concrete. Then, the OP disappeared. They stopped responding to messages and comments. Some users suggested it was just a troll, someone who had gotten bored and left. But others weren't so sure. A few even claimed to have contacted the hotel directly, only to be told there was no record of anyone matching the OP's description staying there. Weeks passed, and the thread fell into obscurity, lost among the countless other horror stories and creepypastas on r/x. But then, a new thread appeared, posted by a different user. Stayed at a hotel off I-70. Room 33 is real. Heard whispers all night. Knocked on the door and someone knocked back. Staff wouldn't talk about it. Anyone know more? The responses were swift. Users linked to the original thread, sharing the story of the OP who had vanished. The new poster seemed genuinely scared. They uploaded photos of the hallway, which looked identical to the first images. Same peeling wallpaper, same dim lights, same door slightly askew. As the thread grew, users began to dig deeper. Someone found old newspaper clippings about a missing persons case from 1998. A couple had been traveling cross-country, last seen checking into a hotel off I-70. Their car was found in the parking lot, but there was no sign of them. The room they had booked? Room 33. Theories spiraled out of control. Some believed the room was a portal, a thin spot between realities where guests could slip through and never return. Others suggested a more grounded theory, that the hotel was involved in something sinister, perhaps using Room 33 as a cover for illegal activities like human trafficking or organ harvesting. But no solid evidence ever surfaced. The hotel refused to comment, and users who claimed to visit and investigate often disappeared from the thread, their accounts going dark. The mystery of Room 33 became a legend on 4chan's Objects board, a cautionary tale for anyone with a penchant for exploring the unknown. Every few months, a new post would appear. Someone else would find the hotel, see the door, hear the whispers, and every time, the thread would end the same way. With the OP disappearing, their story left unfinished. Even now, late at night, if you scroll through X, you might find a post about Room 33. Just a few lines of text and a blurry photo of a dim hallway with a door at the end, slightly askew. And if you listen closely, through the hum of your computer and the silence of your room, you might just hear it. The faint, desperate whispers of those still trapped on the other side. It began as an unassuming thread on 4chan's HX board, the go-to place for paranormal and horror enthusiasts. The post's title was simple yet unsettling. Have you ever seen your reflection blink? The OP, or original poster, wrote a brief introduction. I'm not a superstitious person. I don't believe in ghosts or the paranormal. But something happened last night, and I need to know if anyone else has experienced this. I was brushing my teeth, and my reflection blinked. I wasn't blinking. At first, the responses were lighthearted. Some users joked about being sleep-deprived or too drunk, while others posted memes and GIFs to lighten the mood. But as more people commented, the thread took a darker turn. One user shared a similar experience. It happened to me a few months ago. I thought I was just tired, but then it started happening more often. I'd be brushing my hair and my reflection would stop moving, just staring at me. I moved left. It stayed still. I started avoiding mirrors. Others chimed in too. Stories poured in of mirrors showing shadows that weren't there, reflections that lingered a second too long, or distorted images staring back. The thread exploded with theories. Alternate dimensions, doppelgangers, glitches in reality. Then the OP returned with an update. It happened again. This time it smiled. I wasn't smiling. The response section blew up. Users demanded more details, some urging the OP to record it, while others warned them to avoid mirrors altogether. OP explained that it happened in the bathroom mirror again, late at night. They had been washing their face, water dripping down, when they looked up. Their reflection stared back, water running over an expressionless face. Then slowly, the corners of its mouth lifted into a smile. One user suggested covering all mirrors in the house. Another recommended setting up a camera to catch the reflection when it acted independently. OP agreed and promised to post footage if it happened again. The next day, OP delivered. They uploaded a short, grainy video. The bathroom was dimly lit, the mirror streaked with water droplets. The camera was set up on the sink, facing the mirror directly. For the first few seconds, nothing happened. The bathroom was quiet. The only sound the soft hum of the bathroom fan. Then, the OP walked into frame, standing in front of the mirror. They raised a hand, and their reflection mirrored the movement perfectly. But as OP lowered their hand, the reflection stayed frozen, staring straight ahead. The OP moved to the left, then to the right. The reflection remained still. The thread exploded with comments. "That's not possible. This has to be fake. Dude, get out of your house." But the video continued. After a few seconds, the reflection started to move, slowly at first, then with more fluidity. The unsettling part was that OP wasn't moving. They stood perfectly still, their breathing visible in the cool air, while the reflection tilted its head, examining the camera. And then it spoke. The audio was faint, but users enhanced the sound. The reflection whispered, "I'm almost out." Panic spread through the thread. Users begged OP to leave their house, to smash the mirror, to do anything to break the connection. But OP didn't respond. Hours passed, and finally a new post appeared. I broke the mirror. I thought it was over. But now every reflective surface shows him. My phone screen, the windows, even the water in my glass. He's everywhere. The thread descended into chaos. Some users suggested rituals to banish spirits, while others shared similar stories. One person mentioned an old folklore about reflections being gateways, and if a reflection became sentient, it could switch places with you. And then, the final post from OP appeared. "I think he got out. My reflection is normal now, but my family is acting strange. My wife asked who I was this morning. My dog growled at me. It's like I'm the one who doesn't belong. What if I'm the reflection?" After that, OP disappeared. Their account went inactive, and they never responded to messages. Users tried to trace the video, analyze it for signs of editing, but nothing conclusive came up. Some believed it was an elaborate ARG, while others insisted it was real. Weeks later, a new thread appeared on unexplored. "Has anyone seen my husband? He disappeared, but I keep seeing him in reflections." The username was different, but the story was the same. The thread described a woman whose husband had started acting strange, like a mirror version of himself. She had found videos on his phone, clips of him talking to his own reflection, the reflection talking back. The last footage was from the bathroom, where he had set up a camera and stood motionless while his reflection smiled. No one knew what happened to OP, whether they were trapped in the mirror world or if something else had taken their place. The thread became another mystery on 4chan's Unexplored, a modern ghost story shared in the dim glow of computer screens late at night. And every so often, a new post would surface, someone else seeing their reflection move independently. Another whispered voice on a recording. More warnings to avoid mirrors after dark, because as the last comment on the thread said, reflections are just windows to another world, and sometimes what's on the other side wants out. The thread started innocently enough. A user on 4chan's Unexplained posted a simple question. "Has anyone else had the dream?" There was no context, no elaboration. Just those 6 words. But within hours, the thread had hundreds of responses. The first few comments were dismissive. People joked about weird dreams or shared stories of sleep paralysis and nightmares. But then, a pattern began to emerge. One user wrote, "Wait, is it the dream with the house? The one where all the doors are wrong?" Another chimed in, "And the hallways never end, right? Like, you keep walking, but you're not getting anywhere?" Soon, more stories flooded in. People described a recurring dream where they found themselves in an old house. The walls were yellowed with age, the floors creaked, and the air was thick and stale. The house seemed normal at first, but the more they explored, the more unsettling it became. Doors would lead to the same room they had just left. Windows showed the same view, no matter which side of the house they were on. Hallways stretched on forever, and sometimes, if they turned a corner, they would find themselves back at the entrance. One user wrote, "I thought it was just me. I keep seeing the same room over and over. There's a window with a dead tree outside. No matter where I go, I always end up back there." The OP returned with more details. "Yes, that's it. And there's a room with a TV that plays static, but if you watch it for too long, you start hearing voices." More users confirmed this. They described sitting in front of the old television, the screen filled with static. After a while, the white noise would shift, and soft whispers would fill the room. Some thought they heard their own name, while others heard crying or laughter. One post stood out. "I saw myself on the TV. I was just standing there staring at the screen. And then I moved, but I didn't. My reflection on the screen started walking away, and I couldn't do anything to stop it." The thread took a darker turn. People began sharing stories of waking up from the dream, only to find things wrong in the real world. One user claimed they had woken up in their bed, but everything in their house was reversed, like a mirror image. Another said they woke up to find their phone filled with photos of the old house, even though they had never been there. Then, the OP posted again. "I don't think it's a dream. I think it's a place, and I think something lives there." The responses exploded. Users shared more stories, some claiming to have seen shadows moving through the house, others saying they had heard footsteps following them. One person described seeing a figure at the end of a long hallway. A tall, thin silhouette with 2 long arms and a head that tilted unnaturally to the side. The OP revealed that they had been having the dream for months. It started as a once-in-a-while thing, but now, every time they slept, they found themselves back in the house. They had tried staying awake, drinking coffee, and taking pills, but eventually exhaustion took over, and they would return to the same yellowed walls and endless halls. "I think it's getting closer," they wrote. "Every time, the shadows are a little nearer. I hear it whispering now, even when I'm awake." One user suggested that the dream might be a shared space, a place people could visit in their sleep, like a collective nightmare. Another proposed a more sinister theory, that the house was a trap, a liminal space that ensnared lost souls. Someone shared an old urban legend about the House of Doors, a place that existed between worlds. According to the story, if you found yourself there, it meant you were close to death. The house would try to keep you, offering door after door, but never an escape. If the shadows caught you, you would never wake up. The OP stopped posting after that. The thread remained active for days, users speculating and sharing their own experiences. But eventually, it died down, slipping off the front page of EUX and into the archives. A month later, a new thread appeared. The title was, "I Found the House." The new OP claimed to have gone looking for the house in real life. They described a road trip, following clues from the original thread and from other users. They had found an old, abandoned house deep in the woods, miles from civilization. "It looks just like the dream," they wrote. The same yellowed walls, the same creaky floors. There's even a TV with static playing. "I'm going in." The thread went silent for hours. Users refreshed the page, waiting for an update. Some begged the OP to leave, while others encouraged them to take photos or record video. Finally, a post appeared. It was a single, grainy image of a hallway. The walls were yellowed, the floorboards old and worn. At the end of the hallway stood a door, slightly ajar, with darkness spilling out from behind it. Then, the final message. "It's not a dream. I can't find the way out. If you see the house, don't go inside, and if you dream of it, don't open any doors." The OP never posted again. Users tried to trace the image, analyze the metadata, and find any clues, but nothing came up. The house remained a mystery, and the thread became another chilling legend on 4chan's EX board. Every so often, someone new would post, sharing their own story of the dream. The yellow walls, the endless hallways, the shadows in the corners. And each time, the final warning was the same. If you see the house, don't go inside, because once you do, you may never find your way out. And there you have it. 3 of the most disturbing 4chan horror threads that still haunt the X board to this day. From the eerie mystery of Room 33 to the unsettling man in the mirror and the nightmarish never-ending dream, these tales serve as a chilling reminder that not all threads are just stories, and not all nightmares end when you wake up. If these stories sent chills down your spine, make sure to hit that like button and let me know in the comments which thread haunted you the most. Was it the whispers behind the door, the reflection that wasn't quite right, or the house that traps you in your dreams? And if you love exploring the dark corners of the internet, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, so you never miss another terrifying tale from the sixth frequency. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you ever find yourself in a strange place, whether in a dream or online, tread carefully. Because sometimes what you find there might just find you too. Stay curious, stay scared, and I'll see you in the next video.